Well, welcome back to the Timeline Ranch. It's a beautiful morning as usual out here. Let's take a look at how things are looking around the pond now that I've had a chance to water some. We've also got some prairie falcons that are getting a drink of water out of the pond this morning. Yeah, it's nice and calm this morning. It's quite windy last night. I'll walk around and see how much Azolla is still in the pond that hopefully it didn't all get washed up on the shore. May have to make some way to keep it in an area that has steep walls where it can't get washed up on the shore very easy. It likes calm bodies of water, and this is not a calm body of water for the most part. Well, I can hear some prairie falcon. They were here a minute ago. That was one prairie falcon right there. Let's see if another one comes in for a drink. Quite impressive birds. They can reach speeds almost 300 miles an hour when going in for a kill. They like to fly right by your head out here in the evening. I don't know if they're trying to get you away from the water or what they're trying to do. Here comes one for a drink right now. Interesting birds. As it gets warmer, I've seen up to 30 of them all together flying different directions following the contour of the ground. It's quite interesting to see. Now let's take a walk around the pond and look at how everything's doing after a good watering. We've got a 40% chance of rain today, and it was actually sprinkling very light this morning. Of course, it was evaporating as soon as it hit the surface. This palm tree, the leaves are still closed up on it a little bit. It still hasn't completely hydrated. We'll give it the rest of the day and see how it's looking. I'm hoping this moringa goes ahead and springs back to life. Yeah, if you didn't catch that video the other day, I gave this a flood soaking. All the soil here along the edge. Gave all the trees a good soaking. You see the moisture in the soil still down there. No signs of the fathead minnows in the pond. I don't know that I'll ever see them until I drain the pond completely and transfer the water to another section. I believe they're still in there though. Another little pecan tree. One of the water bugs there. Some of the white-winged dove doing their morning calls. Make sure there's no rattlesnake in here. One of our older pecan trees. Looks like it perked up a little bit after that good watering. This one I flooded probably about 7 or 8 times because I kept turning the pump on and off right here to take buckets of water further down where the hose wouldn't reach. This one and the original pecan tree. Yeah, it looks like this one perked up as well some. That leaf cutter bee sure did a number on these trees. Which probably wouldn't be an issue if the tree was a lot larger. A few leaves with some cuttings off of it, it's not a big deal. When it's small, there's not a lot of leaves though. I'm sure it takes its toll on it. Still hopeful this will be out of the fence at the end of this grow season. Out of the top. That's a nice calm day. This is where the hose would reach to, so I was able to do a good flood watering up here. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the opportunity to be able to do that later on when I'm at the ranch more often. I'll get the grass nice and thick through here if I can give this a good soaking every once a month during the grow season. Once these trees come in, they'll have some shade, and that'll help out a lot with the certain plants. Some plants won't like it at all. Yeah, I think this mulberry looks a little bit more fluff in its leaves after that good watering. This poor little mulberry here, the leaves are quite stunted on it. This is the one that had a couple berries on it when I planted it. If you caught that video, you know what I'm talking about. It's quite small to have berries, but it had berries. See, some of those old, looks like it's all getting washed up on the shore already. I'm gonna get a bucket of water and come back and try to wash it back into the pond. I don't know if what I'm doing is futile or if maybe that'll help. We'll see. I think this mulberry probably looks the best at all of them. You can see over here in this shallow area that Azolla is getting washed up on the shore. Once that mud starts to dry out, it's going to die along with it, drying out. Yeah, it's washing up all around this edge here. Some of it hung up in this brush. It's helping it out some. And there's some that made it through the brush on this side. Of course, this isn't long lived here. That's gonna dry out pretty quick. And this almond tree is definitely showing some good signs from that watering. It perked up quite a bit. Yeah, it definitely appreciated that watering. It was hanging in there. You can see it start to drop a few leaves down here at the bottom of that branch. At least I'll get the opportunity to come back within 5 weeks of this trip, give everything another watering. Maybe we'll have caught a rain by then, the pond will be full. Everything will be good to go for about another year. If not, I'll give it another watering. Once they're established and I can get this pond down to that depth I want, we're not going to have any issues with watering over here again for the trees. Yeah, that's a good bit of Azolla washed over here. Lots of water bugs in here. I'm sure if I had some bluegill brim, they'd be knocking this water bug population way down where it is. Little water flies are back. Yeah, I figured I'd see some tadpoles in here by now, but doesn't seem like there's any in there yet. I'm sure they'll be here eventually. Another one of the prairie falcons. You can see all these bird droppings right here along this fence line. There's tens of thousands of them, I would say. All these little black spots. There's an individual bird dropping. And you can see this ground is just peppered with it. That's good fertilizer. And potentially some seeds coming back in. It's one of our other Phoenix dactylifera date palms. Hopefully by the end of the day it'll have some time to rehydrate from the moist soil it's got now. I'll give them another watering tomorrow. Yeah, something's definitely eating this cattails. Pretty heavy. It may be mice. That's a good possibility. And I would say, I was thinking it was something larger, maybe a mule deer or Barbary sheep eating this sedge, this water grass. But it's also eating inside of this fence enclosure. So it's got to be mice, at least inside that enclosure. And it's probably the same little varmint out here eating this sedge down like it is. Yeah, they've trimmed it pretty good. You can see it pretty much all looks like that, except for right there in the water. Looks like they're afraid to get over the water. It's still the full length over there. Well, it seems our backrest has bushed out some since the trimming I did. You can see a lot of new shoots that came up out of that. All these are new shoots. Doesn't look like it's quite enough for a bird to feel secure to build a nest in it though. Well, I think we just figured out what was eating the grass. It's a rabbit. In here, anyway. There's rabbit droppings all over the place right in this little area. Yeah, I would say it's a rabbit. And we do have a cottontail. I saw the last trip. He was right in that area. That would make sense why there's nothing over the, by the water eating. We'll see how things are looking at the end of the day over here. Well, I hope you enjoyed the morning walk around the pond. Guess that's going to be it for this one. If you like what I'm doing out here and you want to help speed this project up, there's a few ways to do that in the description. Buy Me a Coffee's one. There's also Amazon. It all goes towards getting me closer to being out here full time and making this project go a lot faster. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.